Have you that down? Right, I'm going to do a second example. Okay, so example 2, here's my sequence. So I go 3 to 10 goes add 7. 7 to...
You're on mute.
I'm still on mute, thank you. How do I...
We can hear you now.
Yeah, great. Sorry.
You're okay.
Oh, I love technology. Right, am I up and running? You can see and hear me again, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, example 2. Find Tn of 3, 10, right, okay. So I'll be as quick as I can. So 3 goes to 10, add 7. 10 goes to 21, you're adding 11. 21 goes to 36, you're adding 15. So it's clearly not arithmetic because you're adding on a different number every time. So you go again. 7 to 11, you're adding on 4. 11 to 15, you're adding on 4. So you're getting the same number every time, so that means it's quadratic. Right? Because the second difference is a constant. Okay? The differences between the differences is the same. We're getting 4 every time. So that means it's quadratic. So then you go to your head and you say, well, I know 2 things about quadratic sequences. Tn equals an squared plus bn plus c. So that's the general form. Okay, not in the log tables. Right? And the second thing you know is 2a is equal to the second difference. So twice that number is equal to the second difference. So in this case, 2a is equal to 4, because that's what the second difference is. So then divide each side by 2, and you get a is equal to 2. Okay? So you've made a good start because you've just figured out that a is 2. So 2n squared plus bn plus c. Okay, in order to finish the sum, you need to figure out what b is and you need to figure out what c is. Okay, so to do that, you take term number 1. So term number 1 means everywhere I see an n, put in a 1, because it's term number 1. So term number 1 means in for n, I put a 1. Right, but I know what term number 1 is. I know when I work all this out, I'm going to get what term number 1 is. So what is term number 1? It's a 3. Okay? Is this the same example as I did the last time? No, it's different. It's just happened that the first term is 3 again. Okay? So multiply out what you can. So that's 2. B by 1 is just B plus C equals 3. So that means B plus C, bring over the 2, and it becomes 3 minus 2. So that means B plus C equals 1. Okay? So that's as far as you can go with that much. Okay? So then you have to go back up and you have to talk about term number 2 now. Right? So term number 2, okay, means if it's term number 2, n is for number, everywhere I see an n, I'm going to put in a number 2, because it's term number 2. So 2 times 2 to b squared plus b times 2 plus c, but you know the answer is going to be 10, because term number 2 is 10. Okay, so when you put in term number 2, you're going to get an answer of 10. So multiply out what you can. So 2 times 2 to b squared is 8, plus b by 2 is 2b, plus c equals 10. Bring the 8 over to the 10, so you get 2b plus c equals 10. Take away 8, so that means 2b plus c equals 2. And that's as far as I can go with that one. Okay, so I have 2 equations there in B and C, right? Okay, so I have 2 equations in B and C that I can use to do simultaneous equations and figure out what B and C are. So I write them one under the other. So is it okay if I move this up? So the first equation was 2b plus c equals 2. And the one I had before was b plus c equals 1. Okay, So there's my two equations, write them one under the other. Doesn't matter which one you write down first, not at all. No, you can write down any one of them first. Okay?
Excuse me, please, could the following sixth years call to the office on your way out after class, please? Alexandra O'Connor, Emer Joy, Jodie O'Halloran and Emma O'Neill. Also a reminder to teachers to turn off lights in your classrooms before you leave at the end of class. Thank you.
Did you miss that, girls? No. Right, okay. So you want to make the C's cancel. So you've a plus C and a plus C. They won't cancel, but a plus C and a minus C will. So you just change the sign of the second line. So you have to change everything. Okay, C minus C cancel. 2B take away B is just 1B on its own. And 2 take away 1 is 1. Okay, so you've figured out what B is. So I'm nearly there. I have A and I have B. So to figure out what C is, you just take your top equation and in for your B you put a 1. So it's 2 times 1 plus C equals 2. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus C equals 2. So bring over the 2 over to the other 2. So there's a 2 here. That 2 comes over and becomes a minus 2. So that means C is equal to 0. So remember the question was find Tn. So Tn is equal to An squared plus Bn plus C. So that means A turned out to be, what did A turn out to be? 2. So A turned out to be 2n squared. B turned out to be 1, so 1n. And C turned out to be 0. And that's your answer. You don't need to put the plus 0 at the end because that doesn't mean anything. Okay? And that's your answer. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of questions for homework, right? And we can do more tomorrow and iron out any problems, okay? So we're going to do page 134. And you're going to do numbers 2 and number 6. So page 134, numbers 2 and number 6. Okay, I'm done. So if you've no questions, you can head off and get started.